ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is as follows. Rag Gaudi Bairagan Mahalla Panjwa, composition of the fifth Nanak, Guru Arjan, in Rag Gaudi Bairagan, a variation on Gaudi. Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad, oneness, being and becoming, the true enlightener, self-knowledge. De Gusai Mitula, तू संग हमारे बास जियो रहाओ, तुझ बिन घड़ी न जीवना, त्रिग रहना संसार. जी प्राण सुख दात्या, निमख निमख बलिहार जियो. हस्त अलंबन देह प्रभ, गर्त हो उदर गोपाल. मोह निर्गुण मत थोरिया, तू सद ही दीन दयाल. क्या सुख तेरे सम्मला, कवन विधि विचार. शरण समाई दास हित, ऊंचे अगम अपार. सगल पदार्थ अष्ट सिद्ध, नाम महारस माहे. सो प्रसन्न भय केसवा, से जन हर गुण गाए. मात पिता सुत बंध पो, तू मेरे प्राण आधार. साध संग नानक भजै, बिख तरया संसार. मात पिता सुत बंध पो, तू मेरे प्राण आधार. साध संग नानक भजै, बिख तरया संसार. Feeling the presence, experiencing the self, that is the theme of this passage. And it begins with the Rahau Pankti as an appeal to the self. De Gusai Mitula, tu sang hamare baas jiyo. Jiyo. Dear one, O my merciful master, the Guru says, my friend, De Gusai Mitula, come sit with me. Tu sang hamare baas jiyo. Sang hamare baas can be read, in my opinion, in two ways. It can be a statement of assertion that the merciful master, the friend, the self in other words, is always present with us. Sangha hamare baas. Baas is it sits with us. It can also be read as an appeal. Why? Because even though it is always present, its presence is not experienced because of the duality that has been caused by our haume identity. You see, the mind is fragmented and does not feel the presence of the self within. And yet the Guru says, Tuj bin kadi na jeevana, trig rehna sansar. Worthless is a life lived without you, even for an instant. Even for an instant, it's worthless. You are the source of my life, Ji Pran. You are the giver of bliss, Sukhadatya. Nimak nimak balehar jiyo. May I live in complete submission to you. Nimak is the blink of an eye. At every instant, the Guru says, may I be in complete submission to you. Being in complete submission means giving up one's haume identity. Otherwise, you cannot be in complete submission. That is to give yourself up. And so the Guru is appealing and praying for that gift. Hast a-sabad-a-day. Hast, hands. Alamban, support. Dehe, give me the supporting hand of your wisdom. Hast a-sabad-a-day prab. Prab is the attribute of wisdom of the self. So the Guru says, give me the supporting hand of your wisdom. Gartaho uddhara gopal. Gart, we've seen in the previous passage also, meaning a pit. The pit really is the pit of self-conceit. So the Guru appeals, pull me out of the pit, O Master. And then he goes on to add, I have no capacity really. I have no redeeming quality. Moha nirguna. And my understanding is woefully inadequate. Matathoriya. However, I can depend on you because you are ever merciful to those like me who are spiritually impoverished. Tu sadhi deen dayal. So hast a-sabad-a-day prab, gartoh udar gopal. Give me your supporting hand, pull me out of the pit. Mohan nirgun matathoriya, tu sadhi deen dayal. I have no redeeming quality, and inadequate is my understanding, but you are merciful. Kya sukh tere samala, kavan bidhi bichar, saran samai das hit, uche agam apar. He's addressing the self as uche agam apar. You are high up, boundless and beyond the senses. So kavan bidhi bichar, through what method or thought can I possibly account for your blessings? Kya sukha tere samala, how can I count them? Because here, recall, our mind is limited. We are talking about the limitless. So there is no way. The only way is sarana samay das hit, uche agam apar. O high and boundless one, the one beyond the senses, provide shelter out of your infinite love. So seeking shelter as in submission means ridding the haume. The paradox, though, is that there is really no haume. Haume is simply a mental and social construct. So no method or thought can get rid of haume because there is nothing to kill. There is nothing to get rid of. That is why self-realization is an awakening. Suj. It's a realization. It's a realization to what we already are, the self. So you have to wake up to that reality. Sagal padarth asht siddh. Now here the Guru is talking about the treasures, the perfections that are being sought by the different methods, the different schools of thought. Sagal padarth refer to 4 in number traditionally, char padarth. Char sometimes also taken to mean beautiful, being physical well-being, arth being fulfillment of one's desires and so on. But in Gurbani, the Sagal Padarth points to treasures of spiritual nature. And that means knowledge, self-knowledge, freedom, liberation. And Asht-Siddhas perfections. The Siddhas were always looking for these as 8 in number, but that is a figure of speech. So all perfections, all spiritual knowledge, Nama Maha Ras Mahe, is within self-knowledge. So if you achieve self-knowledge through the Guru's wisdom, then you have pretty much acquired the treasure of all knowledge, and you have subsumed all perfections. Suprasanna bhai kesava se jan har gun gahe. The long-haired one, that is a reference to the self, is pleased when devotees cultivate virtue. So the injunction to us is cultivate virtue, adore the self, commit yourself to the self, and you'll get there. So Kesava literally means the one with hair, and in Indian tradition, it is a reference to Krishna, the god of Vrindavan, who supposedly had long locks. But in Gurbat, Kesava is a symbol for the Supreme Being. Mat pita sut bandh po, tu mere pran adhar. You are the support of my life. You are like my mother and father, son and friend. In other words, in all of my relations, I see you reflected. Sad sange nanak bhajai. Nanak has found shelter in the association of evolved individuals, and by doing so has crossed over this torturous existence. What does it really mean to cross over a torturous existence? It is all consciousness. So you have simply transcended your Haume consciousness into that expanded universal consciousness that we call the Har. On that note, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.